how can we overcome misalignment in agentic AI systems, given that it may lead to real-world risks, such as financial loss or the spread of misinformation? Wow. Societal-wide question. So I don't know if I'm the best one to answer it, but since asked, I will give you my opinion. I guess let me start with the factory. Misalignment agentic AI that can lead to risk and financial loss. The most important thing is thinking about which use cases you apply generative AI to, having trustworthy people build it in an audible and secure way. So overall, we need things like the SOC 2 principles that govern software companies and others to be advanced. We need positive regulation versus excess regulation, In our industry, specifically in manufacturing, we need to have a number of companies that are designated as really understanding how to do this, and they need to be held to a very high standard of doing it correctly. They need to be auditable. The practices need to be understood. We need to be able to document them, to share them in every single conversation that we're doing. This AI needs to be understandable. It can't be a black box. And so if you have those principles, you generally have understandable AI from a smaller set of trusted companies that you can work behind. And then you think about the use cases that you apply it to. And if you have a use case that can actually occur significant financial loss, like let's talk about recalls in the factory. If a generative AI is going to start making decisions that would or wouldn't affect a $1 million recall, that's a lot riskier than if a generative AI is going to be filling in your downtime reasons for you that you were missing anyways. And if you have them, you might be able to create another 10 to 20% efficiency improvement in your plant. But if you miss them or if they're incorrect, well, guess what? They're missing it incorrect already. And so in this early inning of generative AI, it's about picking things like auto-labeling downtime reasons, coming up with a first version of the CAPAs and NCRs, a first version of the guided actions for people that humans are still ultimately responsible for. As the AI improves and we see people start directly trusting the AI and not auditing it anymore, the responsibility shifts and must shift on the companies that are creating these things to make sure they are absolutely trusted, that the data that is underpinning these generative AI suggestions comes exactly from trusted machines, from core sources, from primary data that can be seen and has an audit record on every single decision that generative AI is putting forward. This is going to be increasingly important so that when something goes wrong, you actually have a data traceability record. We talk a lot about traceability in manufacturing, but we're going to need data traceability standards back to every piece of information that was gone into the specific prompts, so that when something goes wrong, you have a recall on this AI guidance that's happening, you're able to trace it down and make a clean improvement. We as software companies are even more in the business of building automation now. So this is a higher level of 5 nines and reliability that is going to be required of us over time. Again, it starts by picking the use cases that tolerate a greater degree of variance while still actually net improving the factory. That's how you bring ROI today, and you have customer ROI, revenue for companies like us, that paves the path to these increasingly sophisticated and precise systems.